We have a couple of more speakers, and I am so glad you all are staying because our next speaker is a gentleman by the name of Ethan, Sweetland-May, and he's coming all the way up here from New Albany, and he had a flat tire, and he's still here. I called each of these speakers to find out what they would be talking about so I could introduce them. And when Ethan told me he is going to talk about the parable of the Good Samaritan, you know what I said? I said, yes, that's what we need to hear. So, Ethan, if you'll join us, please.
I figured this is a crowd that is at least familiar with Sunday school. How many of you have heard this one? An expert in the law stood up to test Jesus. He said, "Teacher, what must I do to inherit eternal life, the good life, the life to come, the life that everyone can participate in?" Jesus said, "What's in the law? How do you read it?" He said, "Love the Lord your God with all your heart, your soul, your mind, your strength, and love your neighbor as yourself." Jesus says, "Good. You've got it. Do that, and that life you're looking for, you're going to have it." But because he wanted to justify himself, he asked, "And who is my neighbor?" Yeah. It's been 2,000 years since that question got asked. And we're here 2,000 years later because even though we know our governor knows this parable, even though we know our lieutenant governor knows this parable, we know our attorney general knows this parable, we're here because they're still asking this question, trying to tighten a circle around who is my neighbor. Everyone. Despite knowing that undocumented immigrants in our neighborhoods are committing crimes at half the rate of native-born citizens. That's a fact. Despite knowing that if we could carry out this campaign of mass deportation, that our GDP is going to fall by trillions of dollars in the coming years. Despite knowing this, and despite knowing how the parable ends, we are here because we have to force our leaders to face their consciences and answer this question, who is my neighbor? Because the only reason you're drawing that circle closer is because, like the expert in the law 2,000 years ago, you're looking to justify something you know is wrong. You know who you're about to exclude from the question, who is my neighbor, is wrong. And it's somebody that Jesus looks at and says, that is your neighbor. In her book, The Bystander Society, the historian Mary Fulbrook, she wrote about something that has troubled the world ever since it occurred. When normal German citizens watched the unthinkable happen in their streets and did nothing. She called it the vexing issue of bystanding. The passively standing by, failing to intervene and assist victims, effectively condoning violence by not standing up to condemn it, by even sustaining the perpetrator, by appearing to support the public demonstration of violence. We are the heart of the Midwest here in Indiana. We apologize when we accidentally make eye contact with strangers in the grocery store. We get sweaty when we're getting ready to merge because we don't want to appear rude. Our kindness, the kindness that Indiana is known for, dispositionally sets us up to avoid confrontation. And we are watching a moment where weeks ago, swastikas were marched through Indianapolis. We watched hate speech on our streets shouting for white supremacy. It's not a coincidence that it is happening now.
We are not okay with that.
We must always take sides. Neutrality always helps the oppressor, never the victim. Silence encourages the tormentor, never the tormented. Sometimes we must interfere. So what can we do? You know how the parable ends? Which of these three was a neighbor to the man who fell into the hands of those who beat the crap out of him, who took away his rights, who treated him like garbage? Who was a neighbor to that man? And the expert in the law said, the one who showed him mercy. And Jesus said, go and do likewise. Governor Braun, go and do likewise. Lieutenant Beckley, go and do likewise. All of you are the mercy of God to your neighbors. Go out there, be on the front lines, and show mercy to your neighbors. Thank you.